Hi guys, it's me, Summer here. I wanted to welcome you to my channel. This past year of 2020 and a little bit of 2021 has been the most productive, insightful, wisdom seeking, shadow lurking experience of my life. And there were a lot of things that I was able to break down within my own experience and rebuild new truths. I rewired a bunch of different things within my own subconscious and threw away the things that no longer served me. So we are now in March, and we just went into Aries. We are in the season of Aries, so happy birthday, Aries babies. Or if it's your ascendant or your moon, happy birthday regardless. I am personally in Aries moon, so I am definitely feeling this energy. I vibe with it every year. Pisces is not my favorite season because usually it's really emotional for me. It's when I really need to tap in or learn to tap into the water within me and to flow at things, because Pisces is very go with the flow, but there's a balance to all of it, right? But because we just came out of Pisces, I realized something that was reflected to me. This entire month felt like a dream. It felt like I literally was in a dream. I couldn't understand what was so different about this year. And I do realize that it's because we are, as a collective, more conscious of the things that are happening around us now because of the pandemic that made us slow down. We had more room to create new space to new understandings and of different awarenesses. So I think that's why Pisces this year hit me fairly different. And what's funny, because I always heard that Pisces is very much about dreaming. And as much as I usually don't like Pisces season, I can appreciate it looking back now, because I realized that this entire season of Pisces was all about dreaming. It was about physically dreaming, like going into my sleep dreams, right? But then also, for the first time in a long time, I actually was able to lucidly dream in my sleeping state. And in the dream, I just remember knowing, feeling intuitively, because it wasn't even a knowing, there was no logic to it. It was just a feeling I had in my dream. I was aware of my intuition in my dream that it was a dream. And that alone blew my mind. I was like, oh, I'm actually dreaming. And I was aware of that. And so when I woke up, I was like, oh, this is no different than my sleeping dream. We are all in just a dream. It's pretty insane when you have the experience, when you go through that experience, realizing that our sleeping dream is no different than our physically awakened dream. It's just a different state of dimension. Your sleeping state, you are still living, you're still in a reality, you are just not physically in using your body, but what happens in your mind is all real to you. And so my perception of being awake in my dream allowed me to feel being awake in my life. And I realized that I have complete, utter control of all the things that I feel, think, believe in this current physical reality that we call matter, right? Like, 'cause we can feel things. But when you develop this concept, when you and you really sit with it and you really start to understand how powerful it is to live with this understanding or this concept, it gives you so much power. It makes you feel so connected with everything, because it's like, well, if I am the dreamer in my reality, if the dream is no longer dreaming me and I am now dreaming the dream, then I have absolutely no ties or no strings attached to anything, because it's all me. You have to just experience it, or be open to experiencing it, you know. And what I noticed is the night before I had that lucid dream, I did write down, I need some clarity. You know, I wrote it down, I need some clarity. If there's any messages you can send to me, or help me open up, I'm open to all. I'm open to all messages. I'm open to all awarenesses. Anything that needs to be shown to me so that I can move forward. When I write stuff like that, I'm writing it to myself, because I know ultimately, in my own conscious awareness, I know I'm the one that will give myself those answers, right? Because we have a whole subconscious in our mind. And so maybe some people don't know that. Maybe some of you that are watching, maybe you're not aware that it's almost like we have different files. And I love using this as an explanation, or as an example. So just imagine, our conscious mind is you and I are interacting, you're listening to me, you're being conscious of my words that are coming out of my mouth.
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
And so the unconscious mind is what's happening around you. So as you're watching me right now, you are still taking it and taking in all this data. Maybe there's a bird you hear. Maybe there's a plane hovering over that you can hear. Maybe something moved to the left of you. Maybe your dog is doing something. Maybe somebody's shuffling through something. But you're still paying attention to my words consciously, but unconsciously you are still gathering information without you actually putting your entire focus on that. You know, there's things constantly happening around us. Even as I speak, even though nothing might be moving around me, I'm aware that there are still things in the room. There's still data being driven, whether it is the light that's coming into this room at this exact time, whether it's the different shades that are in the room. It's all unconscious. But I'm conscious that I'm talking, you know, to you guys. Now, our subconscious is where all of this data that we received in our unconscious and our conscious mind goes into. And I love using this, because when I explained this to my older sister, this is how you know that we're both related, because she was like, oh, it's like that episode of SpongeBob, where SpongeBob is in his subconscious mind in like a file room.
Just got an order from the boss. Dump everything that isn't about fine dining. Everything? Everything. Come on, come on, come on. Quicker, quicker. Delete, delete. Dump it, dump it, dump it, dump it. Come on, let's get moving. Hurry up. What do you think I'm paying you for? You don't pay me. We don't even exist. We're just a clever visual metaphor used to personify the abstract concept of thought. One more crack like that and you're out of here.
He's throwing out all these files because he's trying to get rid of a part of him. And it's my favorite episode because it always reminds me of this. I'm like, oh, that's what the subconscious is. It's just files of all this data and information. And to get a little bit more expansive on it, it's also the data that your ancestors had. So we have centuries, unlimited data from lifetimes, from everything internally in the subconscious. The subconscious is not just a matter either. It's almost like a Wi-Fi too. We can tap into different data. So anyways, we'll go on to that another day. But so your subconscious is like the super center or the hard drive where everything is stored. We are always looking for answers outside of ourselves, but we have them all internal. We have them all inside. And again, what I mean by inside is we have it in our subconscious mind. You know, I definitely recommend you to learn more about the brain and how it works and how the neurological system works within our own body, because then you understand how you tick, literally. So you can ask, within this experience that I had with lucid dreaming, I went ahead and made sure that I asked questions before so I can receive that, because unless you don't ask the right questions, unless you don't ask questions, not the right questions, but unless you don't ask questions, the message can't be revealed to you, because then you don't have a direction. You need to know where you want to go, or what you want, or what you desire, in order to to receive the messages or the clarity that you need. And so make sure you guys write down right before you go to bed, whatever that may be, whatever question is pondering through your mind, they will be answered in the dream. Because even if you don't lucid dream and you're not aware of it, when you wake up and you remember that dream, that is a state of being lucid, a lucid dreamer, because you understand you received a message in a dream. So you're still connected. I just personally had an experience where I was like, oh yeah, I'm in a dream. And I'm sure most people have had that awareness, but when they wake up, they forget. So we're all doing it regardless. So I'm no better than anybody else. You can do it too. You just have to allow yourself to go through the process. So make sure you write down right before you go to bed the answers you need, the questions you want to ask, but then also remind yourself, I am open to all answers, no matter what they are, with no hesitation. Whether I like the answer or not, I will be open to them, because there might be some answers you might not like. It might not go with what you really want in some ways, but the thing is we're gonna get answers that are good for us, especially when we open up that way. So this has been a crazy Pisces season, and I love ending on this note, because just because we go through Pisces season now doesn't mean we don't go through this throughout the year. That's why it's so important to know about every single constellation and learn about every single one, because we leave every constellation with tools to go forward in. So tools that I get to go forward with are understanding that I am the dream weaver. I'm the dream weaver of my own life. I'm the dream weaver of connecting others to remember their dreams, and that's so exciting to me. That's so exciting to be able to feel this clarity come through, and be so grateful for all these different cycles that we go through, because we gain tools every single time. And that's the beauty of life. You don't ever want to stay in a spot or be miserable maybe one season of Pisces. You want to reflect on it. And even though it might have felt like a shitty month at the time, it's great to reflect, okay, but what made it shitty? And what can I learn from it? What did I learn in the cycle? Write that down, because that's going to help you go back into that when you need it. That's what life is. It's about just adding tools to that tool belt. That's it. And it's constantly shifting and constantly evolving, so that you become a better, conscious person in your everyday life. But so exciting. Pisces is so amazing. I'm so excited for Aries, because like I said, Aries now, I'm sure a lot of people are feeling this right now. They're feeling like, okay, it's my time to go. I'm out of here. I'm doing things, getting things done. I'm go, go, go. And it's perfect, because Aries is very much about the pioneer in us all. It's about, the go-getter, the start of things. Plus, this is even more synchronistic. Besides it being Aries season, it's also the spring equinox. So happy spring equinox. And this is a time to plant that seed. Hopefully during Pisces season, you were, thinking of all the seeds you wanted to plant. I'm talking symbolically and physically. This is a great time to garden. This is a great time to start your garden. I was just at a nursery today with my beautiful friend, soul friend, JP, and I was getting all these ideas to create new boxes in my backyard so I can grow things, because last year when he originally first helped me start my little small garden, oh my God, like it was the most amazing thing. Not only did I get amazing help and amazing guidance, and wow, I'm just telling you, it was an amazing experience. But I also was able to see things grow physically, but also mentally and spiritually within myself. planting something. So it is very, very important to plant anything, whether that is an actual garden that grows food, or if you're just a plant person and love growing flowers and house plants, it's the same thing. You can see the reflection of who you are when you take care of something else. When you can take care of a plant, you can also use that as a reflection to take care of yourself. And so if the winter was really tough for some of you guys, like me, the spring is where I thrive. The spring and summer is where I thrive. I light up, probably hence the name summer. It's where I thrive. It's where I come back to life. It's where I resurrect that light that is in me, because I am very much in more of the darker shades during the winter. I go very much with the colors of the season, and I love that about myself. I love that. I don't think everybody's like that, but I'm definitely like that. But I love spring. I love spring because it is about rebirthing. It is about planting those seeds, those new seeds for everything that you are ready to nourish and harvest at the end of the year this year. Or before winter, I would say. Oh man, there's so much I can say, guys. So Aries season, just get ready for it, because it's going to be beautiful. You just need to know what you want to plant. So write it down, guys. Write down what you want to plant. Write down, if it's a physical, like an actual plant, or write down the things that you want to start. Start something. Start something and don't hesitate. The reason why I say don't hesitate is because you will not know what you can create unless you give yourself time to create it. Write it down. Plant that seed and allow it every day to grow into something. Even if it's a little something, water it each day. Give it love. Give it your attention each day, whether that is for 10 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour. But don't overdo it, because too much water, guys, on a plant, what does it do for most plants? It kills it, right? So don't overdo it. Don't overstimulate your mind and just completely go all in. I hear that a lot, especially in the coaching industry, is go all in. But go all in sometimes also means burnout. So if you go in it, then just nurture it. Going all in can also mean just doing something every day. That is going all in. Instead of thinking you have to do it for 8 hours straight, put 10 minutes into it each day. Put an hour into it each day. Make sure you're there and you're present and you're excited and you feel good. If you feel for a second that you don't feel good, if you feel for a second that you have any kind of hesitation, or you are scared or fearful or unsure, don't do it at that moment. Go take a walk. Go sit with yourself for a little while. Go read a book. Go get a glass of water. Go make yourself a nice pot of tea. My favorite tea is yerba mate, because not only does it spiritually open up and give me clarity, it gives me the drive that I need, and I connect with it's a masculine tea, so you do get that masculine side, that drive that you need, and that's why I really, really love it. Every day that I do use it, I don't use it every day, but when I do, it does give me that uplift that I need. So whatever it is that helps you get back into that state of emotion that feels like exciting and that feels good, and you just connect, do it then. Do it then, and give it your all then, and give it your all as in nurture it, love what you're doing, be present. Again, but don't overdo it. Don't overdo it, because you're gonna burn yourself out. It's gonna be a month after and you're gonna burn yourself out and be like, I don't wanna do this anymore. That's, I think, one of the biggest issues in our culture, in our Western culture, is that it's all about burnout. It's get it and go, and then keep going and keep going. But then this burnout, you find dissatisfaction, you find yourself depressed, you find yourself still not happy when you make that $100,000. I mean, there's so much that goes into that, and we need to slow down. We need to slow down, but we need a balance, because I don't think you should not do anything. I don't think you should just go with the flow and not put any action into it. I actually absolutely think you need to put action to it, but there's a balance. And so hopefully I can help you guys, find that balance by making these videos, because I've been through it all. I've seen the falseness of the Western culture and what we've developed over centuries now within my own life. I'm not talking about anything else. I'm just talking about my own experience. So anything you guys hear on my channel, it's just my own experiences. But it's time. It's time to create a new world for yourself. It's time to be kinder to yourself and go with the things that you really, really love. And no matter what, you don't have to know it to do it. Especially for my female, beautiful queens out there. You don't have to know something in order to do it. Sometimes you can just do it without knowing it, without that certificate, without that license, without that that class. Sometimes it can help. I mean, a lot of times it can help. But if you feel like, oh, I need this certification in order for me to be legit, you're just justifying. You might already have it within you. When I say might, that's because there's a process and a work that you have to do within yourself and your own, I like to call shadow work first, in order to feel that you're there. Because there's been many, many years that I felt like I needed all of that. And yet there's so much I can talk about on this subject, but again, I will talk about it on another video. So I want to kind of keep the focus in with, the ending of Pisces season and the beginning of Aries. So, and want to wish all of you guys a happy, beautiful spring equinox. And I hope that you guys all sit with yourself today and just write a couple of things that you are ready to start and move forward with. And know each day counts. Each day counts. And each day counts for you to take care of yourself in the most beautiful way. And know that if you have a passion, if you light up when talking about something, then you need to go for that. You need to go with that one thing, because you never know until you actually do it, that somebody or many people needed exactly what you were willing to serve them with. And that's the most powerful thing I could have ever even done for myself, is understand that concept of being aware of what I like or what lights me up. I know it's because there are others seeking for that. Because we are all useful in some ways, and in some ways we're not useful. But the part that sparks us, those are the parts that are very useful, and we can be useful for others. Because at the end of the day, we all want to just help. That's the core, the foundation of who we are. We all just want to be there for people. And we all want support and people to be there for us too. But we're all working together. So whatever you have going for yourself, do it. Don't hesitate. So happy equinox. I love you guys so much. I hope you guys all, or some of you souls, got something out of this, because I really felt called to record it today. I love you deeply, with so much love, until we meet again. Have a great spring.